So this is an EFT tapping for acceptance, accepting ourselves, accepting other people, accepting situations exactly as they are, because life is more painful when we don't accept things as they are. And don't get me wrong, we don't have to like things to accept them. Acceptance is just saying this is how it is without an opinion of whether it's good or whether it's bad. It's just saying this is what this is. And sometimes, that can be really difficult. So this is one of my requested tap-ins. So I hope it really serves you well. So take a moment you might choose to close your eyes, you might just be keeping your eyes open and just think about what comes up for you when you think about acceptance. Do you feel any resistance, maybe physically in your body? Can you feel anything? Does it make you kind of feel funny inside in some way? Or maybe some thoughts come to mind. Maybe you're like, nope, not interested in acceptance. Or, yep, not very good at that. Just see what comes up for you. So just taking a moment just to tune in to what shows up for you. So if what shows up for you is that you're a really accepting person and you're really great at acceptance, this video might not be for you. But if any sort of resistance shows up, then this video is for you. And then finally, before we start tapping, I invite you to score out of 10 how good you are at acceptance. Good in inverted commas, like how easy is a better way of saying it. How easy do you find acceptance? So the scores would be the wrong way around. So let me rephrase this. How much do you struggle with acceptance? So 10, yep, I am not good with acceptance at all. 0, I accept everything as it is. So just take a moment, just note down your score. It could be mentally, it might be physically. And then if you've never tapped before, you're just going to tap where I tap and then repeat after me. Even though sometimes acceptance is hard, maybe I can be open to the possibility of loving and accepting myself. And even though a part of me might not accept myself, I can be open to the possibility of that being the case one day. So even though sometimes accepting myself is hard, accepting other people is hard, and accepting situations is hard, I'm open to the possibility of deeply and completely loving myself anyway. So even though there are days when acceptance feels like a chore, and even though there are days when acceptance feels impossible, I'm open to the possibility of letting acceptance become easy and become a part of my reality. Sometimes acceptance is hard. Sometimes acceptance feels impossible. Why would I want to accept people, places, and things that I don't agree with, that I don't like, and that I wouldn't have chosen myself. So sometimes part of me doesn't want to accept things. Part of me maybe even chooses not to accept things. But resisting acceptance does not make me feel good. Doesn't make me feel peaceful inside. Doesn't make my day feel any better. And it certainly doesn't make my life any better. So even though I acknowledge that acceptance is hard, maybe it's not as hard as I'm making it out to be. Maybe it's the resistance to accepting that's hard. Maybe it's the fighting against the acceptance that is hard. Because in reality, to accept something, I just accept it. I don't have to analyze it. I don't have to judge it. I just go, huh, it is what it is. And even though that might feel really alien to me, that might not be how I've lived my life up until this point, that doesn't mean that it isn't a possibility for me. Maybe I get to choose whether I do this or not. Because ultimately, I choose my own thoughts. Ultimately, I have the power to be who I want to be. So maybe I could be open to the possibility of letting acceptance be easy. Because maybe acceptance is actually easy. Maybe life would get a lot easier. Maybe life would get a lot more peaceful. Maybe everything would just feel simpler if I just saw everything as it was. If I let go of how I wanted it to be and just saw it and accepted it. As simple as that. No fuss, no drama. Just a simple thought that it is what it is. Because it is what it is. And whatever that might be. Because the only person I can change is me. The only situations I can change are the ones that I am in. And even some of those, I won't be able to change. So I'm choosing to accept the things I cannot change. And I'm welcoming the courage to change the things that I can. I'm choosing to accept the things I cannot change. And I'm welcoming the courage to change the things that I can. I am choosing to accept the things that I cannot change. And I welcome the courage to change the things that I can. I'm letting acceptance become easy. I'm choosing to let acceptance be simple. So I can set myself free. And maybe close your eyes if you can. Take a really deep inhale. Big sigh out of the mouth. Just allowing yourself just to be for the next few moments. Just allow yourself just to be right here, right now, kind of in this little afterglow of tapping. Just take a moment just to think about how it feels when I say the word acceptance now. How does it feel compared to before we started tapping? Maybe there's been a shift in your thoughts. Maybe there's been a change in how you feel physically. And take a moment to think about what your score was from the start. Just notice if that's changed too. So you can do this tapping as often as you need to. It would be great to do if you were in the process of struggling to accept something. It would be nice just to do as a really nice tapping as a reminder, that all we can ever do is accept the things we can't change and have the courage to change the things I can, in the words of the famous Serenity Prayer. So I really hope this tapping has served you. Until the next time.